YouTube, how we doing? This is Revy here, coming at you with another Gunpla video. So you saw that intro, you know who this is, or maybe you don't. It's the ZGMF X13 Gundam, or the main antagonist of the series Gundam Seed. Now, getting in right to it. So here's the kit, assembled-ish. Just a frame and the armor. So there's a lot of unique aspects to this kit that I do like. Now, I love the look. There's no question. It's not, as you can see, you'll just look at him. It's not your typical Gundam white. It's more of a gray, a light gray, a sort of a hue of gray is the most apt description that I can make. But basically, it's an enemy Gundam. It's so cool. That concept is so cool to me, and the design is also, appealing to me. It has a menacing, a menacing look to it, which, I really, really dig. Now, getting to the key parts, which are the backpack, the shield, the gun, the frame, and the very long beam saber, extremely long. Now, here's our boy. So the Gundam itself is very tight, which has its own or leads to its own set of technical issues, while the design again is awesome. All right, these are unique to this Gunpla. This design I have not seen before. Instead of skirts, he has funnels for skirts, which is really, really cool. No other Gunpla to my knowledge has these things. Look at these. He uses these for weapons. These things fly off and just throw around beams and whatnot to just overwhelm the enemy. But yeah, it's a good aesthetic. It gives a lot to the kit when you try to give it a dynamic pose. It's a subtle thing, but it's a good look. You'll see what I mean later. Now, about the things. Oh, and I have to mention this: the arms extend just a bit. For the usual flex, the Gundam flexibility, the double jointed elbow, is almost mandatory at this point. But the unique thing about this thing is the arms, the wrists actually rotate. Yeah, they rotate 360 degrees. It's highly unnecessary, but hey, I'll take anything that adds to dynamic posability, even though if it's unnecessary. But the thing that surprised me the most is the shoulder flex, the front flex of the shoulders, akin to the strike kits. I thought only the strike kits had this, but hey, I'm not complaining. As I said before, I would wish that all kits would have this feature, regardless if they have a big sword or not. It's a welcome addition. All right, I have to say it. This is a stiff build. Now, there's pros and cons to that. One major pro is the core strength. The ab crunch on this thing is rock solid, like top notch. It can easily carry its own backpack, even if you put in all the beam effects, all the funnels, no problem at all. The con is the head. I don't know if it's just with my kit, but one little shove is enough to displace the head. You can suppose it, just don't blow on it, don't shove it, don't even look at it. A side-to-side crunch, again, no problem with that. It's just that there's two gray pieces on the side there that I didn't put because mine broke. I fixed them already, so no problem, but at the time of the recording, they broke. So front skirts, they can slide up and down, which is a unique thing. I have not seen that before with any of the Gunpla, or the last two Gunpla that I've held on to. But front flaps, yeah, still the same, basically, so you can prop up the legs. Again, being a stiff kit, no problem at all. But the legs are the most, I'd say one of the most things that are attractive to me with this kit. But look at these feet though. I have not seen those with any other kit. The amount of flex on those things. I don't know why you would need them, but hey, they're there, no problem. I'll take them. But as I said, the armor on these legs are thick. If you're a talented scriber, you have a lot of real estate to work with, which can make for interesting design choices, unique customization, which is an A+ thing. But again, the design choices though, this being fidgety and stiff, you can easily break parts. I'm only speaking for myself since I have big fingers and I'm clumsy with small things, especially breakable things like these. But yeah, and it doesn't help that the kit has a ton of intricate parts, like a lot of parts, such as this joint right here. So you can easily mess things up. So I would suggest having a part separator just to be safe, or some sort of tool that will help you in prying out certain tight parts, just to be safe. But if we're just strictly looking on design, it's unique. The color is unique, the edges are unique, the skirt is unique, the collar is unique. Just look at the collar. It has a gold collar. Nobody else has that. Oh, and there's a middle hole there. That's where you prop up the disc backpack. And it just really looks good when it's alone, even regardless of the backpack. It may look like, it's a bit on the heavy side at the bottom, too much leg day, I guess. But the shoulders make up for it. The long shoulders, yeah, they make up for it. And the big wrists, also a plus. But the design, man, the design really gets me. I can overlook the technical difficulties with handling it. But yeah. And speaking of the backpack, I thought this was the most basic backpack ever. It's just, a circle, a cookie with like a few spikes, but it looks cool. Look at that. It just really looks cool. Building it is really easy. It's just a few parts. It may look like a lot of parts, but it's not. It's not, especially the middle part. No. But it's intricate in a good way. Again, this is still fidgety. Don't get me wrong. When you assemble it, disassemble it, you would have problems. If you do not have a part separator, I really recommend you using that, because if not, you are bound to break something if you don't use some sort of tool to pry open some stuff. But one of the strong suits of this design are the lines. You can panel line the heck out of it and it will look good. Just slap on some black panel lines on the gray skin. Can't go wrong. And these funnels. So if you're familiar with the anime, if you're looking at it right now, it's all about the funnels. This Gundam, this enemy is all about is funnels. So they did include these beam effects. You can just slap on the backpack here on top of or just below the individual funnels, which can result in a really good pose, as seen here. The beam effects are such a good complement. They add that extra kick. Speaking of adding, let's put in a stand. By the way, the stand didn't come with the kit. It's just an extra one I had lying around. But yeah, look at it. It's just, adds that extra layer of detail and menace. Wow, right? I know. It looks good. Being a stiff Gundam allows you to have poses like this. Consistent poses. And remember what I said about the side skirts or the side funnels. They give that really subtle effect of being, a lot more than what it actually is. Just because you can prop them up individually, like it's like separate, spread them out. It's really good. It's really good. And we haven't gotten to this thing though, the shield. It's a hollow shield. You have to put the whole forearm. There's a proc there, if you saw it, but I have mixed feelings about it. The shield is also the saber, and this kit has a long saber. Look at that. That was a long saber, which I have mixed feelings about. I mean, look at that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's completely uncool. Come on, look at the anime. Boom. You can definitely make this work, especially if you have a stand. That way you have more options, more room for posing. But this thing, though, the Judicium rifle, as it's called, it's the most fidgety. It's the most annoying thing about the kit. I don't care what skill level you are. You would be annoyed setting this up, especially if you're going to do like multiple poses for multiple shots, maybe. It's going to fall off. The hand placement, the shoulder alignment is just all wrong. You'd get it if you have it. It will just fall off. I can't even count how many times that happened. But annoyances aside, the gun is big, and therefore it's cool. That's simple Gunpla logic, in my opinion. I mean, pew pew. The most posable kit by far. I mean, just look at it. Big gun, big shield, big backpack, just big menacing presence. So awesome, so cool. So would I recommend it? Yes, just make sure to have a lot of patience and a part separator because there's a lot of intricate parts. I already customized the thing, but I'll be releasing that separately. It's just taking a long time. So guys, until then, I will see you on the next Gunpla video.
This is Raul Le Creuset. Providence taking off.